I'm Keith Whiddon. I'm a criminal defense lawyer in Louisiana, and I'm going to tell you what you can do if you have a contempt of court or a bench warrant in criminal court. Getting a bench warrant is not a good thing, but it's also not the most uncommon thing. If you don't know what a bench warrant is, it basically means that you had a court date and for one reason or another, you did not go to that court date. When you don't go to a court date, that means that number one, a judge is going to say, okay, I'm going to find that that person is in contempt for not appearing for their court date, and we're going to forfeit their bond if the person makes bond. That means that if the police find you on the side of the road at a traffic stop, they have the right to immediately arrest you and take you to jail just on the warrant or the contempt of court charge. But how can you get that cleared up? If you know that you have missed a court date and you have a lawyer, whether that be a public defender, a private lawyer, you need to get in contact with them as soon as possible. So that way, that lawyer can get you back on that docket as soon as possible. Maybe within the next day or just the same week. Sometimes it's later in the month or the next month. But when I have a date locked in, I tell the client that they need to come to court on that day. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to, number one, keep their bond in place. Because when you get a bench warrant, your bonds are potentially forfeited. I'm going to take care of any contempt charge that they may have. Because whenever you have a bench warrant and you miss court, that judge could find that you are in contempt for missing court. But if you have a good reason, you were in the hospital, a loved one was in the hospital, there was a funeral, there was some other emergency or unexpected circumstance, I can take that information to the judge or to the prosecutor, or frequently it's both, and say that they would have been in court if it weren't for this emergency or unexpected situation. Sometimes this helps avoid a contempt charge or just reduce your contempt charge from what may have been a $100 fine down to a $50 or $25 fine for missing court. Those are the things that I do to make sure that my client does not have a bench warrant any longer than it takes for him or her to get back in court, and so they do not lose their bond, and so that way we can focus on taking care of their case as opposed to them being worried about going back to jail because they missed that court date. If you have other questions about going to court, getting bench warrants taken care of, or just criminal law in general, make sure that you leave a comment below so we can talk about those things in another video. Thank you for watching this video. We've grown so much, and we're now looking to get to 10,000 subscribers. If you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below, and to make sure that you see more content from me and channels like me, you ring the bell and click the like button below.